Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We are finally back working on the Fiberglass. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Damien and this is the Fiberglass build. In the previous videos, we have ripped out the boat, redone the floor. Now it's time to do the transom. So in the previous video, you've seen all the holes in the back of the boat. We've now drilled them out. So that's how many holes from the previous owners of the boat and the years over the boat to tell the different stories that the boat's been through. So we've drilled them all out and we've elongated every single hole ready to be refilled. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can use a bog to fill it up. We're going to choose to fill them up with fiberglass. Just that way, just extra precaution, and then we'll finish it off by sanding the back and then we'll fill whatever needs to be filled. So we're going to end up taping it the same we did on the inside in the previous videos. Now because there's so many holes, we're not going to use scissors and try to make circles on every single hole. We've got a wad punch kit here which you can get down any hardware store, and what we did, obviously you put it on a hard surface with a block and smash them out. And essentially, you get little circles, all different sizes, ready to go. So obviously we're going to start smallest to biggest. It's going to be a tedious job. I'm not going to record this one, only because in the previous videos, I've showed you a couple of times in a couple areas how we do the small stuff. And there'll be a lot of recording. So we'll just record the big stuff for the transom so you don't get bored. Alright, so we're going to skip to this being a finished product and then ready to put the next sheets on. So don't stress, we're still going to put 3 layers on this, as same as the hull, and then we're going to put, because we're going to keep it inboard, we're just going to do 2 sheets of ply only. I think that's going to be adequate. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright guys, there you have it. New day obviously, but they're all nice and dry. Now some of them do need touch-ups, didn't feel right up, but the main part is on the inside and it's all finished. So they're all filled, they come up fantastic. I'm wrapped with it. So all the holes on this side are filled with at least 3 or 4 layers, some of them up to 5 or 6. But when it comes to the outside, it was very hard to push them all the way through. But they still all have minimal 3 layers. Some of them, like I said, they got maybe 7, could be more. Some are really big holes, but some of them come really flush. But we're going to sand all this anyway, and then we're going to light filler it. They don't need much. And now when it comes to the outside of the boat, you want it as nice and straight as you can get it. So we're going to run some timbers across because it's very wavy at the moment. Obviously there's no structure inside. If I put that across there, you can see it's waving in and out here, a little bit here, but the main problem's there. So we're going to put some 2 uprights going across here. I'm going to strap it to that point there and 1 to the trailer, and that's just going to pull that in nice and tight. And then once we put the boards inside for the transom, we're going to pull that in with a timber running across the center from that hole. It's going to work out good. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to set you up, I'm going to set these timbers up and see how we go. Alright guys, let's crack into it. Alright guys, so there you have it. It's all done. Got the 2 straps top and bottom, same on that side. Now we're going to have a point where we can actually clamp on to the inside from the transom. 1 down here, 1 here, and hopefully I've got a big enough clamp, maybe go around and grab that. And I'll be able to grab these 2 holes that were left open where the hooks used to be, and we'll drill from the inside into this to squish the transom. but look at that. Nice and straight. No more gaps. Fantastic. Alright, so now we've got to get in here and sand this flat the best we can do. And then we're going to cut the sheets of fiberglass ready to go. And then put three layers down like we said. And then let that dry for maybe a day. And then we'll work on cutting the ply out. But for now, got to get back to sanding and get down and dirty and sand this shit. Alright guys, let's jump to that.
Let's get to sanding.
Alright guys, we're ready to rock and roll. We've cut all the sheets, ready to go. 450, we're going to bring it 50 mil out. The 600 we cut flush, because like I said, you're not going to wrap it around. And we're going to finish it off with a 450 to go over maybe 60 mil. And then we're going to tab it in with these little ones here, the 600s. Just to give the 600 some strength. We're going to tab them in just like so in the corners all the way around. So there's the sheets cut there. That's your 450 chop, your 600 mat, and another 450 mat up there. Now I'm going to do it in one hit, whether it's going to go down the way I want it, but we're going to try. It's all been wiped down, ready to go. I even sanded off video like that much. You can see the bit of a difference there. Looks all the same when you wipe it down, but you can see it has been sanded all the way up to the top, just for extra precaution. Right, let's get into it and see how we go. I'm going to set the camera up maybe on the side here, shooting at an angle. That's the best I can do. Alright guys, let's get into it.
Alright guys, time to lay out some fiberglass. We're going to start by putting 450 chop 4 layers down on the bottom of the transom to beef up that area, because if we don't do that, we're going to have a weak point. By putting 4 layers down should bring us up to the same thickness as the rest. Now on top of that, we're going to put a full layer of 450 mat down with a 50 mil overlay right around. On top of that, we're going to put a 600 double bias tabbing in right around in all the corners, followed by a full 600 double bias mat. Now you do see me wetting out the area, rolling the mat, wetting the mat, rolling it, wetting it. Now I found that's the easiest way to wet the mat out the quickest, because the mat does not like to wet out very quick. Now I did notice the battery did go flat when I was rolling this out, but working with the time that I had, there wasn't enough time to switch out the batteries. It was just going off too quick. But you do see the end result. We ended up putting a 450 chop on top of that to finish it off, and it turned out fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're liking this video, like and subscribe. We do have the plywood going in on the next video, so stay tuned.
Alright guys, finally finished. Not sure how long that took, maybe a couple of hours, but check that result. Very happy with that. Like I said, you got 3 layers plus the layers we put here. I know it's about probably 5 layers or 6 layers now, but there shouldn't be that much heat there. And then we've done the fillers all the way around, like I said. Wrapped with that. Finally can say the hull is now finished. Once that's dry, maybe a couple of days, we will start putting some timbers in and seal it again with another 3 coats, and we'll call that finished for the transom. Alright guys, we're going to end the video here. Hope you like this video. Just finishing off the transom. But look at that. Very nice. Alright, and that's a wrap. See you guys.